I go by the name Mike Fletcher, and this is the sit down on Inland Empire Radio airwaves, casual conversations on CNBC-KCAA, from Victorville to Temecula, from Pomona to Palm Springs. We are the IE.
Oh no, baby.
What's going on, people? In radio land and in internet land, I go by the name Mike Flex on Casual Conversation. I'm Mike. Well, what are you this week?
You know what I am. I'm the superstar Cosmo. Hey, you know what?
Because, you know, there's been a lot transpiring around the world, so I wanted a perspective on what was going on for Mr. Ron Whiteman, but you had called me and told me something about Mr. Whiteman was unavailable. So what's going on with that, sir?
He was unavailable. He was going to the Klan rally, so, yeah. They were having their fish fry.
So he was at a fish fry. He wasn't in Alabama, was he?
Well, I don't think anybody was in Alabama. Everybody left.
Everybody left Alabama. It's been a crazy week. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. This is the hottest radio station and the radio show for this 1 hour.
Yep.
Mike Flex, Cosmo. How was your week, sir?
My week was wonderful.
What happened? I ain't speak to you all week. So.
I know. I got a lot of shows that are popping up, and I got a lot of music performances coming up.
Okay.
Oh man, I can't wait for everybody to see just that other. You know when you do something that's the other side of you, and you're so excited about it, and you like worked really hard on it. It sounds good. Y'all are gonna love Cosmo's music. Yeah.
So you saying a lot of people have been hitting you up this week for?
Well, a lot of people know because you know what?
And everything.
After my boy's funeral, because that's what I was doing music with.
Who?
Bandit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was listening to you.
Oh man.
You was at his
I was at his funeral. It was rough. And man, it was.
And everybody was there.
Yeah, it was celebrity filled. They had all these breakdancing crews. They had a lot of speakers that came through and just talked about how he touched, because he's the one that got me on tour with Earth, Wind, and Fire. Bandit. Me and Mickey, God rest his soul. You know what I'm saying? He died. Bandit is responsible for a lot of us because he owned, well, he didn't own, but he was partners with Isom Entertainment. Bandit's been teaching a lot of kids acting, music. I mean, he had a studio that was free for a lot of people. He was putting
in the city?
Yeah,
Okay.
The city and in LA. But he was scrapbook there, and they were passing it around,
and he had
all these people were in it. No, it was just like all the photos of all the places he's been and what he was doing.
I saw you down there with Ant, and it looked like from the pictures that you guys were really in the moment right there.
Man, we were. It was a strange day just to see all those people. You know, when you're around somebody that affects everybody, just not someone that just played an album and you like his record, you clap. This was somebody that like helped your kids and you make money with. See, anybody I make money with?
Yeah,
I love you.
Oh,
from now.
So he don't love me, but it's okay. My weekend, my daughter turned 21.
What?
And we celebrated. It was a good but sad event for me personally. She doesn't know this.
Speak on it.
She's grown now. I lost my baby.
Are you?
You know, I'm in the market. I'm in the market to find another one.
No.
Do
not get sentimental. Once they get to an age that they have their own responsibility.
I am more of the advisor now.
Car notes,
I still got
all
some
that
time in me. I got some juice left. I can. Anyway, that was what I was going on. If you saw my Instagram and everything. But besides all that, let's get into what was happening around the world.
Please don't, because I'm scared of what's going on in the world. I am.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted Mr. Ron Whiteman here to explain to us what happened in Alabama this weekend, since he is, you know, king of all whites.
I know.
What was going on? All right, Eric, can you play the first one? Let's run this clip.
It's not the one when the fight got like real heated.
The river has led to multiple arrests. Welcome to the news at 10. I'm Brady Talbert. A viewer sent us this video, which shows the fight just feet from the water. A witness claims it started because a pontoon boat was blocking the dock where a riverboat was trying to park. You can see more people jumping in as that fight played out. Well, soon after, Montgomery police arrived at the scene. They say a large group of people were involved in this brawl. Our crew saw people in handcuffs. MPD says several people have been detained and any charges are pending tonight. MPD told us about
so I know this was like a black people's weekend. I mean, the memes was going crazy.
No, bro.
Black Twitter was going crazy.
I'm gonna go deeper than that.
Everybody was talking crazy.
I know, bro.
But let's try to
put
some content to this.
Stressed in this country. There's so many things for us to be worried about right now that everybody's just ready to snap at any time. Yeah. You can do anything to anybody, and they're ready to hit the ignorant button.
So you say this situation was an ignorant
man? I think this is gonna get worse.
Why you say that?
Because progressively in this country, evil has been taking a turn where it lasts and progresses fast, and it doesn't stop.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on now. Okay. We got. But I mean, it's just
let's keep it in perspective.
Yeah, all of these things.
The South we're talking about
don't matter.
Where the South is going to remain the South. Hey, Eric, play number 2 on that same clip there. And
let me see a chair
to the people why this was such a significant weekend right here.
The place where this brawl happened in Montgomery, Alabama, which is now being called Bloody Saturday, happened at Montgomery's Riverfront Park. So if you look at Riverfront Park, you see it's off the coast of a river, of course. What river, you might ask? Well, it's off the coast of the Alabama River, which flows right through it. That part of the Alabama River, where the Horseshoe Bend is, where Riverfront Park is, used to be an auction block. Our ancestors were transported up that river, unloaded there, and sold. And for context, so many black people were enslaved and sold in this part of the Alabama River by the riverfront.
So it could have been some generational, some bad blood there.
You think there's some Negro ghosts stirring up the good niggers? That's what they used to call it, stirring up the good niggers.
What can we learn from this situation here?
Don't go by the river where white people are at.
No.
I heard river and white folks. I wouldn't even win. Yeah, that just sounds bad.
It was a bad situation. Yes. The optics was bad. No. But I think
it
was a learning lesson here.
Bruh, everybody.
Do not put your hands on anybody.
I know, but
you don't put your hands on nobody.
I was going to say this. Everybody is uptight right
on
now,
that brother right there that was doing his job.
I know.
All hell broke loose.
Yeah, because, black people, you can't hit them and not expect a really fast retaliation. That's just how we are.
Well, yeah, you saw the guy hit the girl on the head with a chair. So that was not a thought out process because he's getting charged also.
We have a lot more losers. As a black man, I have a small window to complete my mission. And if you're trying to infringe on the window, I gotta do what I gotta do.
So you saying you would have took the trip down to Alabama and joined them people?
Yeah, I would have.
The young kid jumped in the water, you would have been swimming right next to him?
Yeah, I think so, probably so.
Yeah. All the fighters was employees. So my question is, are they going to get fired?
All the black ones will. Guaranteed though, now. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
They jumped up the boat.
We've reviewed your application and we've came to a decision that
you're going to be let go.
We're going to let you go. They got 3 severance checks laid right on the table, so you already know. There's clues when you're going to get fired when you're black. Yeah. It's cold in there.
Especially when they say your name.
They turn the AC up.
When your name's on the news, Roger, they're looking for you.
You want to see me, Mr. Jones? It's all cold in there.
Well, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but we're going to let you go. All right, that was enough of that. In studio, we have a return guest.
All right.
I would like to say this brother is my mentor because he made me feel like a man when I needed to feel like a man. He's a real estate mogul.
All these kids he have you better. Oh. Yeah. You know how much we got for you in the slavery days? You've been at least worth 10 chickens.
I got my man DeMarco from King Realty.
He's a breeder
here, and he's gonna update us on some more financial uptakes as far as this real estate business. In the hip hop community, there's a lot going on with have you heard of DJ Envy from the Breakfast Club?
Yeah.
He's embroiled in some kind of real estate scam. So I'm glad that you're here right now to quell that, because what we do is we gravitate to people who talk the talk and we spend money with them, but then at the end of the day, we don't get no results. So thank you, DeMarco, for coming in once again. And
you guys for having me back, man. I appreciate it.
Come on, man. You a good-looking brother. We get ratings because you come on the show. Please.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
So how's business? How's the market, baby?
Market is good. You know, life is good. I have no complaints, man. You know what I mean? And I've been in this game a long time, so I don't really partake in when people say the market is high, the market is what you make it. You know what I mean? So if you have the right mindset, really, I think I was talking about that last time. So you have the right mindset.
A good salesman adapts.
Well, I don't sell. I just help folks achieve their goals.
But you do sell in my house, though.
Okay. Just checking part of their goal.
I hope so.
I just help them achieve their goal.
Like it was free and easy.
Yeah, I just help them achieve their goal. There's all kind of ways to achieve a goal. And I have all the different ways with which to do it. So it doesn't matter what their situation is, as long as they're serious, as long as they're committed. Like I always say, are you serious or are you committed? Do you want it or are you committed to it? So if you're committed to it, we'll find a way.
You get a lot of people that are like,
you said, are you serious or committed?
Yeah, are you?
What's the difference?
How do you know
a lot of people say, it's really the real phrase is, are you interested or are you committed? There's a whole lot of people that are interested in this. I'm interested in getting a house, or I'm interested in building wealth, but they're not really committed to it. You know what I mean? So I ask clients all the time, right up front, listen, if you're interested in doing something, we got to have a conversation. But if you're committed, I'm going to double or triple that commitment back to you. We're going to make sure that you achieve your goals.
So what would be a commitment like for you to actually go all in?
Mindset. You gotta have the right mindset. You can't talk, like you said earlier, you gotta talk the talk or walk the walk. Right?
Can couples like break up a deal too when they buy a house?
Have you been in that situation?
Many times.
Really?
Many times.
The wife is
the husband
one way,
or
the wife is doing one thing, the husband's doing another thing. They're not on the same page. So it's a big reason why myself, our team, my wife and our team, we have to have a consultation with anybody before we do anything, whether it's residential, commercial, or investing. We have to have a conversation, you know what I mean, to make sure we're all on the same page.
Yeah, you said commitment. So I
you
know
gotta make
couples
sure we're all
that buy
committed.
houses.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of times people have notions about, acquiring real estate. They think they think they can do it any type of way.
Is it better to buy a house yourself or with a girl?
Well,
let's see.
That's a good question.
Well,
he's a real estate man.
It depends on your situation.
Situation.
If you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend, y'all known each other for 6 months, I'd probably recommend don't do it. But if you're married, I recommend you do it. You know what I mean? So it's a whole different type of, whatever the dynamic is.
Wow. There was in recent Black Twitter and on social media, the word group economics goes around. So my question, I was actually thinking about this all day. What would be your recommendation for two families coming together to purchase a single piece of property? Let's say we are like other cultures. What would your advice be to
how do you do
two brothers or two friends that want to convince their wives?
Entities on paper.
Because you got to convince the other person to do that.
Where's the bank?
And that's where the commitment comes into play. So we have to make sure at the very forefront of it is that we're both committed, or both people are committed. If we determine that both people are committed, then I think it's a great idea. We're probably, as Black people, the only culture that really doesn't do that, which is why we are not last but dead last in home ownership in this country. Hispanic folks, Asian folks, they'll come together, they'll have brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles buy properties together, and then that one property turns into 3, which turns into 5. And we as Black folks, we don't do that.
How can we
true?
How can we talk to our spouses about
that?
I know a lot of smart Black people.
I know a lot of.
How do we convince them?
I think it's rooted in our upbringing. You know, we don't want to share. I mean, we kind of have the, you know, crab in the barrel syndrome. You know what I mean? So we don't want to do something with someone else. We'd rather do it by ourselves, right? We don't want to share with our brother. We don't want to share with our sister. We'd rather do it ourselves. And if we got to share with them, then I don't know if I really want to do it. And we've come across this. I can't begin to count how many times that's come across. You know, I've personally been involved in that. So, you know, it happens all the time, and it's seemingly more prevalent in our culture than in other cultures.
You think we have generational scars?
Yeah, 100%.
But you see the families in like Atlanta that come together and buy the 20 acres of property and putting their money together and building all those homes. You see rappers doing that also.
Generational scars.
But we see rappers like Boosie, the other cat from down south that's actually purchasing whole lands and building their own property.
That's how you gotta do it. And so we're starting to, you know, just now come to get to the mindset that we're building generational wealth. And the way you do that is somebody in any family has to be that first person to build that. Has to be that, you know, that torchbearer.
That catalyst.
You know what I'm saying? They got to be somebody has to be the torchbearer. So, like in my family, I'm feeling like that's going to be me. You know what I mean? You got to take that responsibility on yourself. Don't leave it for somebody else. It doesn't matter what your parents did. Didn't matter what your grandfather did. Only matters what you're doing. What are you doing, and what kind of legacy are you leaving? You know, for your children's children's children. You know what I mean? So, if you have the mindset that that's what you're going to do, there's always ways to do it. A lot of people don't realize we have access to more capital than we think, and you just have to connect yourself to the right people. And I'm that guy.
So, in a situation like that, would, like, let's say hypothetically speaking, two brothers say, yo, we want to purchase this piece of property. How would that play out? Do we have to put the money into one bank account?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily at all. I mean, you could be two brothers purchasing a piece of property, and you don't have to intertwine anything.
Yeah, payment can be scheduled.
Yeah. So it's all about strategies and plans. So remember I said consultations, find out where we are, kind of diagnose what our situation is, determine what we're trying to get to, where we going, and then create a plan. Like, be the bridge. I tell people all the time, I'm the bridge. I'm the bridge to where you are, to where you want to go, and I'll devise a strategy to get there based on your situation.
Would that also, your strategy, apply to like people thinking about purchasing commercial property?
Yeah, whether it's commercial, residential, investment, doesn't matter. Everything requires a plan. You know what I mean? And everybody's situation is a little bit different. Everybody's credit different, everybody's down payment different, everybody's circumstances are different. So there's no one universal way to do it. You just have to have, you know, the network to be able to, you know, help anybody's situation, you know, as long as they're committed.
What's the
key is the commitment.
Yeah, what's the gap from people from keeping us interested in finding out about all this? Because everybody wants a nice house, everybody wants a nice car.
Right.
Why is that information so far from our mindset?
It really, I don't believe it's far from our mindset.
I
think what's happened in our culture is that we've allowed ourselves to believe it's unattainable. It's too far. It's way out there, and it really isn't. Okay, it's all about, you know. It's now, you know. I tell folks all the time, not what you know is who you know, right? If you know the right who's, you can get anything you need and want. And so I think culturally it's been kind of ingrained in us that it's unattainable, it's way out there, it's too far, it's too difficult.
Well, there was some value in that statement because a lot of black people said that for hundreds and hundreds of years because they knew that was true. Yeah. So it's not like something that it wasn't like a negative thought. It was a reality.
It was a reality, but it's no longer a reality
so
now.
I think, yes, you can always go deeper on a lot of things.
It hasn't been a reality
for a long time. That was the reality. You couldn't own property. You couldn't do anything, so it was unattainable.
Well, that was the past, and we don't live in the past. We live in the present, and we're always looking for the future. You know what I mean? My grandmother used to tell us, look, life is about progression. Every move you make should be about progressing forward. Sometimes in life, you're running in place, but you're always trying to take a little progression. Sometimes it's baby steps, sometimes it's big leaps. You know what I mean? You know, when you get knocked down, you're running in place, but you never go backwards, right? And sometimes we get caught up in what was. Yeah, that was true. in the 60s and before. That was true, but that's not the case now. So we're not going to use that as a crutch.
Yeah, but when you live in sunlight, it's still got to get in those cracks. And right now we have a lot of darkness, and we have it in like cities, we have it in education, we have it in.
So that's all about how you.
So if it's not coming in,
no, I think it all boils back down to the basis of this conversation was mindset. Mindset.
100%.
You can go look for it.
I mean, he helped me out, and I'm the worst of the worst. And
I helped myself out. I was the worst of the worst.
You was the worst of the worst.
I was just as bad, if not worse.
Okay,
and I've helped a lot of people who thought it was unattainable. Look, again, if you change your mindset, you will change your reality. Period.
Okay, so
period.
So pause.
Okay, so it's all
so if change your mindset, meaning no drinking, no smoking, save money. Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I'm saying mindset like, okay, I can do this. If I want something, I can make it happen. Okay, now it's just a matter of being focused and being committed, right, to achieving that goal. So, let's not talk about it, let's be about it. So if you say this is what you want, let's devise a plan, execute that plan, and don't let anything deviate you from the plan.
Should steps be scheduled?
Oh yeah,
Have you
everybody's
with clients?
That's all I do with clients.
Like for
everybody's plan
instance,
is different.
Working with clients for a year, trying to get.
Bro, I've worked with clients for 2 and 3 years sometimes because they've deviated from the plan. I never give up. Listen, I tell folks all the time, look, if you don't achieve this goal, it's only because you quit. Period. Okay. The answer is always yes. I want to buy a house. Yes, you can. Now, let's diagnose what your situation is and determine what your plan is going to be to achieve this goal, because your plan is going to be different than your plan. It's going to be different than your plan, or might be different than my plan, right? So everybody's situation is different. It doesn't matter what your situation is, as long as you stay committed to it. I will show you the way. I will lay out a yellow brick road. And all you got to do is follow the path. Period.
Okay.
And if you follow the path, you're going to be successful.
So
there's no doubt about it.
Me and my wife, we're in a situation now where the child is grown. So we're actually changing our mindset into turning the property into an investment property.
Sure.
So our whole mindset has to change. Honestly, I'm not there yet, committed ultimately, only because I don't know.
Well, I just happened to look at your property the other day, and you have a ton of equity in it to be able to do a whole lot of different things.
Why'd you tell him that?
You know what I mean? So, and that's what home ownership is all about. All home ownership allows you to do is leverage. Leverage. That's the key thing that we have to remember, guys. It's all about leveraging. That's how you build wealth. Nobody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to be wealthy. Wealth is what you can pass on. You know what I'm saying? I could have $1 million today and be broke 6 months from today. You know what I mean? If I don't have any common sense, you know what I mean? But wealth, you can't lose wealth. You know what I mean? Wealth is equity. Wealth is property. Wealth is something you can pass on, right? So when you have equity, you build equity into something you buy, which is why I always recommend owning something as opposed to renting something. Either way, you're still paying rent, but when you're renting and it's too, and I see it from both sides now, because we have investment properties, right? So, as a landlord, I like renters. Renters are great for me, okay? But renters is not great for you. If you're a renter, that doesn't, you have a place to stay, but you're not progressing, right? You're not moving forward. You have no tax write-off. You have no equity. You're not building anything, right? So, but that's why ownership is the way to go, because when you own, and then the kids grow, and now you have all kinds of avenues and all kinds of different options that you have, because you have so much equity in your house, right? You can use it for investment property, buy another property. You can upgrade, downsize. You can do all kinds of different things, all which build your overall wealth.
Real quick question before we go to break. If I wanted to turn the property into investment property, would it be your advice for me to manage it or to let it out to a management company?
It's up to you. Some people will manage it. I'll share with you what that really entails, and then you can determine if that's something you really want to do or not. You know what I mean? It's not as easy as, I just pick up a check every month. You know what I mean? There's more to it than that. Personally, we don't property manage our properties. We use a property manager.
One eviction, you gotta kick people out.
I don't want to deal with all that. We're focused on the next move, right? Sometimes when you get bogged down with stuff behind you, you're not moving, we're not progressing, right? So again, we're always trying to move forward and progress.
Okay. We have Demarco from King Realty in the studio. I'm like,
what kind of house you got?
Stop.
What kind of house? Where do you live? Where do you guys live?
We live in Audie Murphy Ranch.
Yeah.
Really? How many houses do you guys own?
Come on, yo.
Couple.
This
Really?
guy right here.
Hey, that's like a guy says he cleans pools. He's like, I don't like to get wet. Yeah, I can't swim.
He got a couple papers. He got a couple dollars.
Really?
You know, making moves and everything.
We have one primary property. We have 2 investment properties.
See,
I want to get there.
that,
I'm on the mission to
Working
get
on
there.
I want to be able to
Working on
say
it.
that and just like, yeah.
No, you got to get to where I'm at.
I know.
And I got to get to where he's at.
I know.
All right,
I
Eric,
like that.
let's run these spots, man. Let's get this stuff going, man. My first spot. What we got?
He was closing that. That was we just
Introducing
that one.
Icon Real Estate, led by CEO DeMarco. Discover your dream home in the heart of
I
Inland
like the
Empire.
photo.
On the breathtaking West Coast, that's where we're at. Experience the luxury of affordable living without compromising on quality. Visit us today and let us make your home ownership dreams come true. Icon Real Estate, where your future begins. Contact us, professional realtors and wealth builders, King Realty Group and King Solar Pros. That's what's going on with that one. I like that one right there. Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
if you want to get like me or even be better than me, holla. Oh, this one right here.
It's the
Play it.
watches.
Yeah. I'm promoting 17th Watches by Chris Johnson. They're affordable and stylish timepieces. I recommend checking out their Instagram or Facebook pages for their weekly specials and using promo code 1V2 at checkout. Enjoy your shopping. 17th Watches by Chris Johnson. Please use promo code 1V2 at checkout because I need the credits right there.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
Let's get back into it. I was trying to this is Casual Conversation, Mike Flakes, Cosmo, we got DeMarco. I was trying to come up with some kind of wording or definitions that you can clarify for us in this real estate space. The interest. What is compound interest, and ultimately balloon payments? What is that, and why did that demolish the economy?
Well, okay, so you're kind of asking like 2 questions in one.
Run it.
So we'll start with, the balloon payments. So those were loans that fortunately are no longer available. So those loans have been eliminated. And then when I'm saying those loans, these were the loans that were being done in the early 2000s. These were those.
It crushed the economy.
They were really bad loans, right? They were loans that allowed people to buy homes with basically no money down. Your credit really didn't matter that much, and they were just.
That was the
terrible
realtor's
loans.
fault.
Well, no, they were the bank's fault.
Yeah.
Realtors can't do anything
'cause
unless
once
the
you-
banks allow us to.
Yeah,
right?
once you screen their application, do you keep them in a certain area? You tell them you're not going to Beverly Hills. You're over here in this part. Do you keep your clients in there after you read their portfolio?
Well, you find out what they actually qualify for.
So okay.
And then we find out based on what they qualify for, this determine where they want to live based on that qualification. If you qualify for $500,000, you're not going to go to Beverly Hills, right? There's no homes in Beverly Hills for $500,000, right?
So you be breaking hearts sometimes.
Well,
don't
I
you?
know.
Bringing
I
people
don't
to
break-
reality.
I just be honest.
sorry,
I tell
man.
you right up front. Listen, I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Hopefully, you can respect that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna, mislead you. I'm going to tell you the truth, and hopefully, and most people respect that because I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to, juice nobody.
Because
or-
everybody, when they buy a house, they try to move out of the area that they're in or where they're from and all this kind of
Not
thing.
necessarily.
Yeah, no one tries to buy a house and stay exactly where they're at.
You said something right now like, I'm not trying to. Is that the terminology of fiduciary?
Responsibility. Thank you. You're right.
See, I'll be picking up key words.
Your responsibility as
Fiduciary.
a real estate professional, we all supposed to have a fiduciary responsibility, which is to be ethical and truthful, right? And tell people the truth, not what they necessarily want to hear, but tell them the truth about their situation, and then create a plan around that. You know what I mean? So, oftentimes, myself included, your first house is not going to be your dream house. Unless you got rich parents.
I heard that.
You know what I mean?
You told me that.
You gotta build that up, you know. So a lot of people are looking over here, but their situation is over here. So I always say, I tell people all the time, you can't climb a ladder and start at the top rung. You got to start at the bottom rung and work your way up. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with buying a house. So, but you don't have to have a raggedy house either. Like, I'm never going to sell a person. I'm never going to be involved in a real estate transaction and have somebody go into a home that I myself could not move my own family into. Okay. That's my standard. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to put you in a ghetto area.
So wait a minute. So you're not selling foreclosed homes? Yeah.
Well, I'll make recommendations, because again, remember, the whole move of getting this house, this is not going to be your forever house. It's going to be your 3 to 5 year house. Yeah. Right? And then we're going to leverage that house to be able to build our wealth and get a better house. So we want to be able to get a house that's in an area we're going to be able to resell it, get the most ROI, return on our investment in it, and then be able to leverage it to build more wealth and get us a better house later, right? So it doesn't benefit me to put somebody in an area that I know is terrible. And so just to get a quick sale, you know, they make a quick commission. House. Yeah, but if the house is tore down,
what if they're happy with it?
No, I don't know anybody. I've been in this game 23 years now. I don't know anybody that's happy with raggedy.
But do you agree there are people that are happy?
Are you happy with raggedy?
No.
Are you happy with raggedy?
I'm not, but there are people that are happy with raggedy.
I've never met anyone that is happy with raggedy.
Renters.
Did you just call the renters raggedy?
I'm just saying.
And listen, I'm not into just. Look, I'm not in here in this game to just, make a commission or sell houses. I'm in it because I want to affect positive change in a person's life and be able to make sure that I play a small part in them building wealth for their own family, right, and putting them in a better position to where they were before they met me.
Yes, sir.
So that's why God blesses me, man, and blesses our business, and our business has maintained and increased every single year for the last 13 years in a row.
What's that?
Right? Every year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and now I work less and make more because I've always approached it that way.
See? Right. See, he works less and makes more.
That's why he's smiling. I need that game plan. Yeah. He's a black man having babies. He's smiling.
Babies, right?
Yeah, we be frowning.
And listen,
I'm
man.
Pregnant.
No, we're not. We adopted my man.
Really?
Yeah, man. We adopted that baby, bro. Adopted. Man, my kids are range from age 27. I have 27, 26, 23, 21, and 17, and now him.
And him is how old?
6 months.
Oh my goodness. What inspired you to jump back into
the right here?
I'm gonna share with you right here. Listen, I'm gonna share with you right now.
I want another one.
I'm gonna share with you right now why we did it. So my wife, first of all, my wife is my second wife. So my kids, all of our kids came from me. She never really experienced bringing up a baby, although she was monumental, extremely instrumental in the rearing and raising of all my other kids. Because when she came around, my kids were little. Now they all grown. We've been together 20 years. You know what I mean? So, but she never experienced it. And so, but here's the thing, guys, and this is what I'm telling you about leverage. When you leverage real estate, you have income coming that you don't have to do anything for. It's coming regardless, right? So my time has increased to where I'm around the house. I work from home primarily from both of our businesses, and we have the wherewithal, we have the ability, and of course the income to be able to do that. And we still felt like we had a lot to give. So this was something that God put on her heart first. For a couple of years, we went the whole private route. Man, we didn't go through the county and none of that. We went private adoption. It was costly.
No babies from Africa, Cambodia, Russia. How do you pull that off?
Oh man, we didn't go through the county and nothing like that, because the county tell you what to do, what baby you'll get. When you go private, you select your baby.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. And then we were involved through the doctor visits with the birth mom, and when the birth mom actually gave birth in Arlington, Texas, which is where we were at. the baby was delivered from the doctor and went straight to my wife, bro. And so my
Like
wife
in the
was
movies.
right to her bare chest when
Oh,
they
my
start
goodness.
the connection.
Mm-hmm.
So that child has never seen anyone other than me and his mom. Period.
And you know the
And that's a spiritual
Man.
It's
move.
been the most. I won't even lie. I was like, man, do I really want to do this? But you know,
Yeah, because you
I started
out.
praying. Man, I was
You
done.
was out. You was out.
Dude,
and
I
they
had
pulled
one
you back
left. He was
in.
17. He's a senior in high school.
And they pulled you
playing
right
on the
back
basketball
in.
team. And I was like, I was done. You know what I mean? But you know, sometimes just like in this
That's
real
an
estate game,
amazing
man.
story.
Sometimes God will show you what He wants you to do as opposed to what you think you want to do. Like doing real estate. I didn't want to do real estate. I was doing mortgages.
Ladies and gentlemen.
He just flipped the script on us with
no,
that
no,
one
no,
right
no,
there.
ladies and gentlemen, Portia has taken off, and they've gone in the back. Cosmo, you're going to have a baby in a minute.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
No,
you
I'm not.
are. There's a baby
started
coming.
something.
That's the only thing, you know
Started something.
that's the only problem with this
gone.
brother. He
She's
is
gone.
infectious.
She's gone.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
She ain't got the number to the agency and everything.
So you get to control everything.
Do you
right.
feel like this is like the second win? Do you got more to give as a pop? So what's going on?
I
Are
feel
you
like
ready?
I felt like I'm getting my second win, man.
Oh, wow.
Like real talk, like I'm, you know, I'm 54 going on 34. That's what I feel like, you know what I mean? And I have I have the energy, I have the will, I have
You have
the
the time.
wherewithal, I definitely have the time, bro.
And knowledge.
And,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
you go to work.
Because you've been through it
I've
before.
been through it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And my wife is going through it like for this,
Yeah.
for this her first experience from my baby.
Yeah. I saw her face.
But she was with me when the kids were little, you know, and she was instrumental in rearing them. But she had never experienced this as herself. So, for me though, it was a spiritual thing because, by far, it's the most selfless thing I've ever done in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know, God tells us all about. My whole life, I've always been selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was all about me. I need to make my money. I need to do my thing. You know, and for the first time ever, I flipped that, and God helped me flip that. And now this has been a selfless thing. It was something that my wife desired, and it was my desire to make sure that she was happy and fulfilled in a way that only this could do.
Yeah.
And man, she's not on cloud 9, she's on cloud 109.
Yeah, 109.
Yeah.
So keeping you up.
Just got back from
throughout-
Hawaii on Saturday.
Yeah.
See, baller.
Is it because of the situation, or are women happy with the effort that a man makes when he does stuff?
Well, look, man, and one day she'll come over and tell you it was not an easy path for her. You know, I put her through a lot. You know what I mean? Like she was my
Facts.
She's my rider. She rode with her brother. Like I did all kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
ill. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
And
we
she-
do.
And so I had to mature. She was always way more mature than me, even though I'm older than her. But she was more mature than me. So, but again, you know, it goes back to this real estate thing. So if you position yourself properly and put yourself in a position to where you're making moves to where you're creating income, an income flow. Remember, they say a millionaire has how many streams of income?
A lot.
Minimum. Seven. Right? Every millionaire has a minimum 7 streams of income. So I'm just, you know, I'm working on creating more and more
I
streams.
love when you
Son.
come, man, because we cover so much from so many directions.
Cosmo, how many streams of income you got? I can say for you 2.
No.
Maybe 3?
I have like 4.
I mean, he almost a millionaire.
So
Yeah.
keep creating.
Yeah.
Keep creating multiple streams of income.
Most of the time, they're actually to supplement. That's how all of them start. When you get more incomes, it's usually to supplement for the things that you want. The thing people would need to know is how can you make
Maximize
how
over
can you
that.
maximize money?
One question I wanted to ask.
When you do another
One question I wanted to ask DeMarco was, how do we become like you? Like, do we got to go to school?
No. Absolutely not.
Do I have to
School,
go
I mean,
to
school is
the
helpful.
University of
Real
Harvard? Do I
estate
have
is
to
something
get
you can
Google?
actually teach
What I need to
yourself.
do?
Well,
'Cause I need to get there, baby.
The best advice I would give is to connect yourself with someone who is doing what you want to do.
All right, I quit. I'm
Okay? You know
joining
what I mean?
his team
That's
today,
it.
people.
I mean,
I'm out.
School is helpful. It teaches you how to keep things in order and structure. I'm not saying school is a bad thing. My wife has a master's degree. I barely finished college. I mean, barely. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I was
you
there,
look like a player.
Dog, I was there for the women in basketball. Yeah.
What position you play?
Mm-hmm.
Guard, man.
Really?
Yeah, bro. I play a little ball.
You got handles.
Yeah, well, I'm in my 50s now. Knees is bad. You know what I'm saying?
you
But
know, same way
but,
you
you
are.
know, in my youth, I was nice. I was pretty nice.
Okay,
I was pretty nice. You know what I mean? But what I learned though really is like putting myself in circles of people that I wanted to be like. You know what I mean? And that's the key. Like if you see someone making moves the way you want to make moves, then you get in the same circles.
All right.
You can't do it from over there.
Cool, but how do you approach that person that you want to be a mentor, but necessarily don't need to be best friends with? Is that the same thing?
I don't think
Can you keep
no.
the two different?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I don't think a
Do
mentor
you
needs to
have
be your best
mentors?
friend. Absolutely.
But you're not best friends
The
with these guys?
president has a mentor.
I'm very friendly with my mentors. You know, but what
How many do you have?
we know? Two that really got me into this game. You know
For
what I mean?
real?
Yeah, two that I really can connect and call on at any time, still to this day. But you don't need to talk to mentors all the time. You can talk to them. Sometimes two, 3 times a week. Sometimes just 2-3 times a year.
Yeah.
It just depends. You know what I mean? But they always have your back because they helped you get started the right way, and they have a personal investment in your success, right? So they put their time, okay, not their money per se, but their time to ensure that you have been equipped to be successful. Now, what you do with that is up to you, right? You can lead a horse to water, right? But you can't make that horse drink. So what you do with it is up to you. But you want someone to show you the right way.
Where's the best place to buy and to be a successful real estate?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Is it the West Coast? Is it the South?
The weather is beautiful out here. You can sell that all day.
Do the houses cost more and there's more sales here? Which part of the United States sells the most houses?
California makes $1.7
trillion
dollars.
That's a real
money out here.
California real estate is one of the the
Ridiculous.
highest in the country. So I mean, you can do it anywhere. I mean, real estate is real estate. Now, obviously, me personally, I kind of like California. You know what I mean? And I'm privy to California, so you can.
You won't do it anywhere else?
Oh, I have real estate connections all throughout the country, but my properties are in California. But I'm looking to go outside of California if I find the right type of deal.
Atlanta, Georgia. I heard those
I've been
properties
there many
are going
times.
dum-dum.
Yeah, it's a good area. It's a good area.
Not no good economy though, right?
You
See, that's my conundrum. The houses might be inexpensive down those places that you can invest,
Iowa,
but you have to live out here.
You can buy a house for like $50,000-$60,000 in Iowa. They have houses,
but you still got to live out here though.
Yeah, but
it's because it's Iowa.
It's made of the same wood and everything. So
but remember, your equity growth and stuff like that is not going to be the same as it is here. So if you're looking to build wealth quickly,
because there's a movie theater,
I would recommend start here because we're already here, right? It doesn't have to be in your city per se, but at least it's in California. Think about it. Like I was literally talking about a guy on the way here right now today. So he is a young brother who is in the Marine Corps, stationed in Camp Pendleton. He bought a house in Marietta in 2019, and he sold it last year. I helped to buy the house in 2019, and then he sold it at the end of last year because he was moving back to North Carolina, where he's from, and his wife wanted to go back to North Carolina because she didn't know nobody in California. They got 2 small children. Like, he's bought it in 2019, sold it in 2022, walked away net after commissions, everything, like 125.
Bingo.
You see what I'm saying? In 3 years. Now
So
you tell me any investment.
125
You tell me any investment you can knock out 125 in 3 years.
Yeah, but
Not in any other state. You're not going to do that in Iowa.
Does he have another house?
Well, he's buying another house in North Carolina with the 125 he
Is
just
it better
took.
than the one he sold?
Yes,
It's going to be just as nice, if not better.
Yeah,
It's going to be
but
like
that just seems
80,000,
like-
100 rooms.
Yeah, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if he did that in Iowa, that wouldn't be 125. That'd be 30. You know what I mean? In 3 years, because it's Iowa. So it's all about bro. All real estate doesn't have the same type of return. Remember, real estate is based off of location, right? So location in California is always going to be more profitable than in other areas.
All right, so my wife, she ran her credit score this week, DeMarco, and she got like 8 something, like 8 dubs.
You keep her.
Can we buy
8 re-racks?
any property in Dubai for
Keep it real.
820?
No.
Well, I mean, it's
820
possible.
is-
That's
Why
money,
would-
though. That's
825. I mean, the score is.
What do you got? What's the highest?
Well, for highest I've ever seen is like a 840.
Oh wow!
So she's
And
way,
you was
way up there.
820?
Yeah, that's
Like
really
8 something.
high.
Yeah, you keep her.
Maybe
It's higher than
I'm putting a
mine.
little
higher than
sprinkles on it, but it's high.
It's
Yeah.
higher than mine.
Hey, girl, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't
But
going nowhere.
remember, it's not credit score that just helps you buy a property. Remember, it's the 3 components, right? It's credit, income, and debt ratio, right? Credit, income, and debt. That's,
Yeah, 'cause
that's
you
the
have good
same
credit,
formula
yeah.
all lending institutions
So
use.
break down debt
Debt ratio. So
Debt ratio, what's
so
that?
like so if I make $5,000 a month
Mm-hmm.
and I have debt going out every month of $4,000 a month,
Can't
then
do
my
it.
debt ratio is too high.
So before somebody talks to you, they need to look at the debt ratio seriously and try to keep it under what, like 30%?
Yeah,
50%?
30. I mean, 30% is
That's
what they
still
always
kinda
try to tell you. But
do you mean?
when you have a house plus the rest of the way banks look at it, your mortgage payment plus the rest of your debt should not surpass like 55% of your income.
blood clot. How much
That
is
makes
it?
sense.
What do you?
So if you have if you make $5,000 a month,
Boom.
what's 55% of $5,000?
26.
So 50% of 5,000 is 2,500.
Bing.
So you're talking probably around 2,900.
Okay.
Banks don't want your debt to surpass 55% of your overall gross income.
They're just not willing to risk.
It's just risk.
Yeah.
Banks lend money based off of risk and risk only. That's it. You know what I mean? The lower the risk, the more they'll give you. The higher the risk, the less they'll give you.
So you've been checking out what's going on with the banking systems, how everything's changing over to the Fed now, the cryptocurrency is going to be backed by the dollar through certain things.
Right.
These are the markets you're checking out daily.
Hey, the
Do you
dollar
watch
Pay
that
is
attention
stuff?
lower.
to it, but you see what's going on with cryptocurrency right now. That's what
It's
taking
dying.
account.
Yeah.
All this Bitcoin and stuff. Everybody was thinking it was going to be the wave of the future. That's
Not.
crashing like no other.
You're losing.
You know what I mean? So, obviously I'm always paying attention to it. I've never been one to jump on the new thing, the hot new thing, just so much without, really investigating it and doing my real research. But one thing I know is that real estate is always going to be, till the end of time, something that's desirable.
Yeah.
Period.
God ain't making no more land.
That part right there.
Why,
one's gonna
why
make
you
any
so
more land.
why are you so hard on this? Like this is the way versus investing your money in stocks and bonds. Or,
No, that's definitely a way to do it. I'm just saying it because this is what I do, so I have a little bit more insight, knowledge about it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the stock market if you have someone who can properly advise
No, I'm
you.
losing mine.
You know what I mean? I've never really
I've heard
dabbled
it's all
in the
rigged.
stock market that much, other than the stock market that I have that's affiliated with my real estate.
Yeah.
Like you put a percentage of your to the stock market, but I just know that real estate is never going anywhere. Everyone's going to always want real estate.
A deed.
It'll never go away.
Yeah. That's
You know,
part of order.
people are always going to want to own property. That's never going to be something that becomes undesirable, right? So to me, it's the safest investment, and
All
for
right.
me, that's wise.
I haven't done any in-depth research on this, but what I've been hearing through the streets is there's companies that is out there to buy whole neighborhoods and turn them into rental properties. Is that the big thing right now where
Right,
Vanguard or BlackRock is coming in and buying out whole... My wife gets texts from people saying, hey, we want to buy your property, cash, sight unseen.
Yeah. Just investors.
I'm
that
kind of
try-
scared. I'm
yeah.
kind of leery of that stuff.
Yeah,
What's going
I
on?
You
would.
never get the
I
full
would.
price, do
Yeah,
you?
What's
of
going on?
course. You never get what your property's worth. Remember, eminent domain is about collecting properties at a reduced price, getting rid of people so that they can make the money themselves.
Yeah, rent it out.
You see areas, I would say, you guys are familiar with Eastville, right? The Eastville area?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so when I first came out here from LA, from Long Beach, my wife was from Compton, I'm from Long Beach, right? Our first property was in Corona, which is now Eastville, but it wasn't Eastville at the time. It was just that unincorporated part. Yeah, with all the cows and stuff right there. Remember all the cows smelling it and the cow smell?
Yeah, Porsche's house.
And then they got eminent domain, got rid of all those dairies, and kind of you saw Eastville do what it is now. All the theaters and restaurants and stuff came into that area. And now the home prices skyrocketed. So you want if you're thinking about doing real estate, I think you do your research and try to find areas that are about to do that. That's why that's literally why I'm in the area now.
Slow down. Wait. You said if you're trying to get into the business, look into companies or something like eminent domain.
Well,
like that's
areas where they're building up and that companies and stuff are coming into, right? Remember, if you guys have been around the Inland Empire for a while, I don't know how long y'all been around, but you've probably been here longer than me. So I came out here in 04, right? So
I got a good question for you.
So I was in Corona. That was that unincorporated part of Corona. Now it's Eastville, and now it's a thriving area with all the restaurants and movie theaters and everything like that.
If you're being foreclosed on, they're trying to take your home, what can a person do to either stop it or to get out of that situation?
No, living it for 30 days or 90 days, as they say,
there's all kind of little secrets to do that.
Yeah. So, give us some good on that.
Well, there's kind of ways to do it. The key. This is what I tell folks all the time. Banks don't want to foreclose on a house. All you gotta do is communicate with the bank. That's the last resort. It's very unprofitable for banks to foreclose on the property.
Yeah, because they'll give you anything they got. Yeah.
The reason why people end up getting foreclosed on because they get scared and then they just won't talk to the bank. But if you talk to the bank and communicate with them, bro, they'll let you do pretty much anything.
Stay employed.
They'll give you all kind of like exceptions and stuff like that. You just have to communicate. So I tell folks all the time,
communicate with the bank.
Communicate with the bank. They don't want to foreclose. Trust. They want you to get back on your feet and get back to making the payment.
I hide from phone calls.
Do you really? That's the mistake most people make.
I'm a bad guy like that. Like,
that's cultural too. Because
myself too, bro. I've been there. But I promise you, from knowing now how the inside of banks work, they really don't want to foreclose. That's their last resort. And like I said, banks, it's very unprofitable for banks to foreclose. So if you communicate with them, they'll work it out with you.
Final question, DeMarco. Are you a member of the Black Bank, the United Bank? There's like a black bank out there. I don't know where.
Familiar.
Yeah, if you ain't with it, I ain't gonna do it either.
What's the name?
We're gonna need an additional $250.
Killer Mike is a part of it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a fan of Killer Mike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like his mindset.
Yeah, Killer Mike is
He's serious cat, but I have to look into it, do my like I said.
The interest rates, because black stuff be a little more expensive when we do it.
Well, you know what?
We have to maintain so much.
We're gonna show up for our money, baby.
You ever go to a black restaurant? How much it costs?
No.
Yeah, it's very expensive. Also,
but it tastes good.
Yeah.
That it does. And you got it. And you got it.
$80. I'm sorry. Y'all know it.
With the fur on it.
Yeah, we paying that loan back.
That's not true.
I goes real, y'all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a great show. Let me just give a big ups to Porsche. I got Porsche. I got a promo to do for Porsche. There you go. If you're looking for a website and social media manager, Porsche Creations might be able to assist you. She specializes in custom funeral program, booklet designs, and offer additional services. You can reach her via email at pirvin, Pirvin, consultant.com, or connect with her on Instagram at Create to Inspire 2. Ultimately, you can contact her phone 951-667-5446. She will be able to provide you further information, discuss your specific needs. That's Porsche Creations. Email pirvin@consultant.com and or talk to Cosmo because they're in relations. All right.
You know what?
Yeah. Oh, this other one right here is us. If you want to be a part of the program, get your ads.
Yeah, we need some money. Send it down here. Send it to us.
Email, DM us. We'll respond to you, and we definitely will get your ad on the air. And I got my QR code up there, so it's real quick. Bing, bang, boom. Send the money. We'll talk about your business. Y'all. And that's been great. Cosmo, what you got going on this week?
Oh man, on the 24th, I'm doing the Black Business Expo in LA, and they got me speaking there when I was speaking, doing comedy. So it's about business and business ownership, buying houses, and starting
And
their
you're doing the
business.
speed dating.
Oh yeah. I'm at Rock Hills, and you know what? I'm gonna kill these women.
Okay.
Because I know they're gonna be rough on the
Don't
brothers.
kill the women.
You know what I mean? They're gonna be rough on the
Please
brothers.
give your
on speed
shout
dating.
out to
Where do
Marco.
you work? Yeah, they're gonna be all
DeMarco,
on.
where can we find you, DeMarco?
Oh man, all social media, Icon Realty Group. I'm saying Icon Kings Realty Group.
Excuse me.
YouTube Kings Realty Group. Facebook Kings Realty Group.
And I go by the name Mike Flex. You can find him on our Instagram page or our Casual Conversation Instagram page. And thank you for the 10-second, Eric.
Facebook.
But nonetheless, we love you, and we will be checking you out next week.
Oh man, I love y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
K's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM. The station that leaves no listener behind.
6 p.m. Pacific on the NBC affiliate KCAA, the radio station that leaves no listener behind.